ho! There have been so many different deliveries, it is getting ridiculous. It's one of those things that I think sounds fantastic in... I'm already dropping things. Sounds fantastic on the sort of like watching a YouTube video thing, oh, all of this stuff turning up all the time. But I have a very small house. I do not have space for all of these boxes. I've got about 5 monitors, probably more than that, about 7 monitors plus my own. It's getting ridiculous, but hopefully they're being collected a little bit later this week. But with so many different products, I thought it would actually be quite cool to do a big unboxing, do all of them at the same time and save myself a little bit of work. That's what, 1 video versus 12, you see? Clever thinking. I should also mention that my review of this, the ROG PG43UQ, has now gone live on the channel. I won't give anything away, but I will hint and say that it was perfect in some regards, but not quite so good in others. Check that out. As I say, it's live on the channel now. So welcome to the unboxing zone, as I like to call a table that is actually bow in the middle. I think that the most recent thing that I actually requested and that I didn't know was coming is this. It's from G.Skill. It's some RAM or some random access memory, and this is 32GB of 3200 Trident Z Neo. And the reason that I've gone for this is because I'm doing a ITX Ryzen build very shortly. Actually, I'll tell you what, this stuff looks pretty good if we get a nice little top-down shot of that. It's got this two-tone design, so that's not white, that's actually silver. It's pretty similar on both sides, but obviously it's all about the light bar at the top, which will light up. And if you have 4 sticks, I think it will look that little bit better. You can have the effects that go up and down them. But guess what? There's more. That is not the only bit of RAM that you're going to have to look at today, because we now have this single, lonely stick of DDR4. This is from Crucial, and I requested this along with one of their SSDs. This is the BX500, and you'll probably realised what I'm going to do with these things at the moment, and it's all about making a budget build. There seems to be some children that sounds like squirrels running around, ruining my video. Don't they know about RAM? This is the K4 RGB though. This is an Rgb Esports Keyboard. It is white, which probably is going to get a little bit of grease, I think, and muck on it over time, so you're going to have to clean it a little bit more than you normally would with a black keyboard, but I think most of us are probably going to want to take that trade-off if you're looking for like a lighter sort of set, I guess, or a lighter setup, I suppose is the correct way of saying it. There we go, look. Nice and smooth. So let's have a look inside the box. Drum roll, please. Oh, now this looks quite retro actually. This looks like the sort of thing you would find maybe in a, I don't know, I guess like a, not necessarily an office, but it's got that sort of look about it where it's a bit more of a classic design. Oh, that sounds pretty good. I believe these are probably Kale switches. Mechanical Kale red switches. Quick, I need an emergency laptop, and it's come up with a script, so now the people know how I film my videos. I'm ruined. They know that I don't remember everything that I say. That really would be a skill, but I'm afraid it's one I do not possess. When you plug it in, there you go, look, you've got all of that lovely RGB lighting that comes up. This looks really good, I have to say, actually. I love the white. I think that it probably would stick out a bit if you don't have any other white elements in your setup. It's something that you have to build up around, but yeah, God, I'm looking forward to actually putting this in my personal setup for sure. You can lower the brightness, turn it off entirely, and you can cycle as well between the speed of the effect. But oh no, you do have quite a few different effects as well. There's that one, which I call blinding. Number 5, it's like a soft sort of pulse, I guess. 6 off. Oh, we've got some type lighting here, boys and ladies. Next up is the ROG Chakram, or the Chakram. I think it is just the ROG Chakram, and this has a little bit of a weird name because it's named after all of the different peripherals. Actually, ROG named them after like Greek warriors or Roman warriors and things. Not entirely sure on the origin of all of them, but I'm pretty sure the Chakram is a weapon. I remember playing Kingdoms of Amalur. Oh no, I've soiled the box. Is that the right word? So the Chakram is fully wireless. You can use it with Bluetooth or 2.4 gigahertz. Why does this box not come out? Is because there's another one on the bottom. That's where all of your money is going. It's going on all of the tape that they use to make sure you can't get it out of the box in the first place. Done it, and dropping the box. I will say though that the packaging inside the ROG products is always excellent and pristine. I mean, you can already see that that looks like a quality bit of kit. We also have some accessories. This almost looks like, if this was a headset, I would say this is the ear cups, but this is clearly not ear cups. This is a nice little carrying case. And here is the mouse itself. That, you can see, looks a little bit different to some other mice that we've seen because it's got this almost like translucent coating inside. And I think that that comes off, indeed it does. This is where we have our RGB lighting. Your receiver is actually stored right inside the mouse itself. The thing that really sets this mouse apart though versus some of its competition is actually, if you look on the side of it, if we can get the camera to focus on this nicely, you can see that there's this full joystick on the side and it's analog. You move it up and down whenever you're maybe playing like a flight simulation game or that sort of thing. And it means that you don't need to use a controller, but you can still get that level of control that you're only really going to get from an analog device. Whether this will be actually practical and whether I'll want to use it in games, you can find out in the full review that should be coming in around about a week or so. But it's certainly going to be very interesting and it's not a mouse that I've really ever used before. Now this one's a little bit of a guilty pleasure for me, I'll be honest. This is an Rgb Pcie Ssd. It always amazes me how small these things are. I mean, look, that's my finger. You can see it's slightly bigger, really, really small. There's not much to it really. The storage chips are here. There probably are some on the other side as well. They're usually double-sided. But you can see we have this nice RGB lighting strip along the top and the bottom, and then the LEDs should be in there. Next up, I know a lot of you are going to be saying, Marcus, you said this was PC gaming. This is not PC gaming. Well, it is, okay? I'm telling you it is, because this is a colorimeter. It's not. It's a colorimeter, a calibrator tool. See, the joke is actually on me. I was trying to make it on you, but look, who's got egg on their face now? This is a calibration tool that can basically be used to make your monitor look a whole lot better. So I reached out, or Datacar at least reached out, and they wanted to send this out, and I said I would make a video for them all about whether buying one is actually worth it. Not sponsored or anything, but this actually goes on your display. You see, you've got a lens there. It will monitor what's going on. It will make the adjustments. It plugs in via USB. So I'm going to be really interested to actually put this through its paces and answer the question once and for all. For the average user, should you buy a calibration tool? See, told you it was interesting. Probably. We have bonus products, ladies and gentlemen. You thought that was it. You were wrong. Because it's now time to talk about my networking solution. And don't worry, I'll do it as quickly as possible. It's boring, I know it's boring. It's not, it's essential. And I've got a very interesting story to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. So pull up a pew, get yourself comfortable. You're gonna be in for a bumpy networking ride. Packet loss central. Or the opposite, no packets lost. Not on this channel. Seagate have been absolute legends. And they've sent out a whole host of different hard drives. These are 14, that's right, 14 terabyte Iron Wolf Pro drives. I've had these in my possession for, God, it's around about a year. I know, it's taken me this long to actually sort this out because I'm setting up a new NAS at the new set. I knew I was moving, I just wasn't sure when, and it made sense to have one NAS at the old place and a new one at the new place. It is the AS400-4T, catchy as always. And this is, I believe, a 4-bay NAS. It's really nice that you do actually get 10 gig networking inside the box as standard. So this is a little PCI card that actually goes inside your PC. The NAS itself, it's from Asus ROG. It's 4 bays, so it's going to fit all of our hard drives in nicely. You wouldn't need to populate all of these from the off if you wanted to start with a smaller amount of storage and then build it up. It's really, really simple. The way it works is you just pull off one of these covers and then you have a hard drive caddy. You get your drive and then you just plop that in. This last tab should just slide on like so, and then you have your hard drive caddy combination, and then this does just nicely and neatly slide right in there. Completely toolless. Bam, repeat that with all 4 drives, turn it on, select the RAID level you want, and then it should start building up the database and make sure that the RAID is working properly. And the reason that I mentioned that I had a little bit of story, or a story about this, is because I thought I was being really clever, and I actually set up a NAS for my parents as well, so they backed up everything that they had on there because I built them a couple of new PCs, so they didn't need to store anything locally, they would just keep it on the NAS, and all of their family photos and things. But I got a phone call while I was out and about a couple of months ago now, and absolute disaster had struck because some of my files were on here as well. All of my DSLR photos that I'd taken from around about 2010. Quite how he managed it, bless him. My dad has an old iMac from 2006 and he wanted to recycle it, so he was taking my advice and tried to wipe all of it. But what I didn't know is that he was unable to do a proper wipe in the BIOS, and he was going in and deleting every single file on the computer one by one. But what he also did was he started to delete everything on the NAS as well. Even though it was very, very clearly labelled as a NAS, he just was going through and deleting all of these different photos, all of his family photos, and from around about 2009 onwards, all of the family photos now are gone permanently. So I think they're very much now in the Google Cloud Storage game, and you should be as well. This is the moral of the story here. Pay like the £1.99 or whatever it is for the 100 gig of cloud storage, back up all your family photos, because even with something like this, it does not prevent you from doing silly things and deleting all of the storage yourself. It sounds like something you'd never do, but clearly these things happen. This is an Asus switch, by the way. I've realised I've gone onto my story without mentioning that this is a 10 gig switch. We're going to use it in a future video, but I'm going to talk about it then, because I think this is a sad place now, and I want to end the video. Thank you so much for checking it out. If you've enjoyed this different sort of unboxing style video, do let me know. It's been quite different and quite fun to film. If you like it, we'll do more. If you don't, then we'll bin it. We get rid of it. I'm not throwing that box. It's got a very expensive switch. They're more expensive than I thought. Thank you so much for checking it out though. Hit the subscribe button if you've enjoyed this. It really helps out. Do hit the like button as well while you're down there. All of these products will be in the description with my now global, yes, global Amazon affiliate links. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.